Hey there guys, how are you? Welcome back to a brand new live show. I'm all screwed up because I was trying to get this to work for like the last 5 minutes and it just was not working. I was scared, I was frustrated, and I felt all alone, but now I'm here. Thank you guys for joining me, and God, that was really frustrating. I got a new computer, so I was redoing everything. It was all confusing and I had to copy and paste a whole bunch of stuff. I felt like a computer hacker for like the last 2 minutes. Either way, I have a brand new co-host I want to introduce you guys to. He's sweet, he's sour, he's delicious. Meet Sugar Boy, my new co-host. I stole this from a closing down family video store recently. Actually, I didn't steal it, even though I like to tell people I did. I actually bought it. It was one of the best purchases I've ever made in my life. I recorded a brand new flick trip to the closing down of the family video. So look out for that soon. But yeah, I just got done recording a brand new podcast for YouTube members and Patreon members. So look out for that. I'll post it probably tonight. Really good podcast. So look out for that. But either way, thank you guys for joining me once again. It's been a few weeks and I missed you. I hope you missed me too. And I'm ready to go, guys. I'm ready. I'm pumped up. I'm a little bit scared and I'm a little bit flustered right now because I was just hoping I could get this to go live on YouTube. You have to be a computer hacker for the movie Swordfish to make YouTube live streams. It could be so much easier than it is. But either way, I'm now streaming in 1080p because of my new computer, which is, you guys can see how ugly I truly am. I'm all shiny and greasy like a disco ball, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, let's just dive into the questions. The first one comes from Jasmine Paul. Have you played Cyberpunk yet? I know it has its flaws, but it's pretty dope. I'm on level 45. Yeah, I didn't play Cyberpunk. I actually really don't have any interest to. I watched a few of the gameplay videos for it, and I was like, that sort of looks boring. Like, I'd rather just go back and play Grand Theft Auto 5 or something. Something about Cyberpunk just looks like it should have come out 5 years ago. Maybe graphics wise, it doesn't look that impressive to me. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't look that intriguing. And I really like a futuristic sort of dystopian setting, but something about it just doesn't blow me away. It sort of reminds me of the movie Johnny Mnemonic with Keanu Reeves, and that was a terrible movie, and I just assume it's a terrible game. But I know people like it, so I just play a lot of Call of Duty. I play a lot of Call of Duty. That's what I play. I get in, I get out, and then I'm good to go. Imperial Scoundrel. Is Willy's Wonderland your most anticipated film? I don't know if that would be my most anticipated film, but I know my most anticipated film, or at least up until April, and that's a little movie. I've been waiting since 1995 for a great sequel or another reboot that's good, is Mortal Kombat, coming to HBO Max in April. I am so excited. I want to perform a fatality right now on myself, and I need this movie to be good. And I've heard rumors floating around that the opening scene in Mortal Kombat is a 10-minute long fight sequence between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And I hope that's not a rumor. If they can truly make that happen and they give us like this awesome showdown, just like blow us all away in the first 10 minutes of this movie. That's what I've been waiting my whole life to see. Please be good. Tyson Sherborne, thoughts on when theaters will go to normal again? Well, first, society has to go normal again. Everyone needs to stop being afraid and stupid. And then we have to return to society and go back out, leave the boundaries and limitations of our houses that we're afraid to leave, and go out amongst the unwashed masses. And so whenever that happens, I would predict maybe this upcoming summer, things will slightly return to normalcy. I think by then the vaccine will be out to the people who want it, and then they'll feel safe and good about it, and then they'll leave their house and go to movie theaters again. So I would say maybe this summer. There's been a study done, and they said over the course of history, every time there is a pandemic, it typically takes 1.5 to 2 years to return to normalcy. So 1.5 years would be June of this upcoming year. So I would say around then, or at least I hope it does. Carter Lovejoy, you should do a commentary track with Eric from Pretty Much It sometime. Yeah, if he ever invited me, I would not be opposed to that. I haven't talked to him in a long time, a couple years. But yeah, I'd be down for that. Absolutely. Why is the camera wobbling? Because I have it on this like rig mounted to my desk, and the camera's a little bit too heavy for it. And every time I type or move something on my desk, it wobbles a little bit. I'm sorry. Just pretend like it's a Paul Greengrass movie, and it's shot with a handheld shot of the live stream, and that's what's happening right now. Just pretend it's for artistic purposes. James Doshier. Hey, John, have you seen Labyrinth with David Bowie? Oh, yeah. And Jennifer, why did I just forget her name? Jennifer Connelly. Yeah, I've always enjoyed it. It was always a creepy, weird movie about like kidnapping children and singing catchy songs. It's one of those movies I remember we had on beta tape. If you don't know what beta tape is, just Google it. And I always was creeped out by it as a kid. I was like, this is weird. Like, this is too scary for what it should be. But I always did enjoy it. They had a really cool Blu-ray edition of that came out a few years ago. I did an unboxing for it. Watchtower Studios. Why did they leave Arnie's arm in Factory in T2? Why did they leave Arnie's arm in the factory in Terminator 2? I don't remember. No, they melted it. They took the arm and the chip and they threw it into the melting steel, and then the T-800 lowered himself in with that thumb that makes me cry every time, man. When that goes down. Oh, and John Connor looks at that, his protector, his hero, his watcher, his father figure. It makes me cry. So they melted it, right? Farrah Lovely, who's a member. Hey, how's it going? James Doshier, did I just read this? Yes, I did. And Timmy, did you see Chris's video about being a Jehovah's Witness? I did see it. 98% of the things he said in that video, I've known for a long time. I've been friends with him. I've known those things for, I don't know, nearly a decade now. The thing that he added right at the end was sort of news to me, but not surprising, I guess you could say. But yeah, I did know those things. So good on him for, I know that's a video he's mentioned about making for many years. And we've had many long talks into the cold night about his upbringing and things along those lines. And, yeah, so those are a lot of things I've known for a while about Chris. Michael Pacheco. Hey, John. Thoughts on Hook's 29% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes? Are we blinded by nostalgia and Hook is a really bad movie? Absolutely not, you real crude bag of pre-food chew, dude. You can go suck on a dead dog's nose. Hook deserves higher than 29%. I just feel like a lot of people don't quite get it. A lot of people go into Hook and they don't like the contrast. Hook is, the theme is like, it's about this man who has like a corporate life and he's avoiding his children and his family. And then it has this fun, fantastical element to it. And I think a lot of people at first went into a Peter Pan movie expecting more of a fun, carefree experience and not so much the real world aspect of it all. But I think that blend is what makes Hook so great. And it's one of those films I've actually I always enjoyed it as a kid, but becoming an adult, it's one of those films I actually appreciate just a little bit more. And I like the fantastical whimsy of it all, and I like some of the obvious set dressings of the matte paintings in the background where it looks like they're just shooting it on a studio. I like those things. It just adds to the character and charm. It's not a perfect movie, but it's so rewatchable, and it takes me to a happy place. So, yeah, if you know what? I'll be one of the people who just truly love it and appreciate it, and everyone else can just lose their marbles. Alejandro Ortiz, John, thoughts on Chris Stuckman's insane videos since I'm assuming you were one of the few friends that knew about his confession. Yeah, once again, I knew the majority of the stuff he said in the video. I know a lot of things about Chris. We've been friends for a long time. We've talked about many weird and bizarre life experiences that I can't even imagine either of us making a video about ever one day. But yeah, good for him for finally doing it. And, you know, some of those things I guess needed to be said. And by this point, when you make YouTube videos for 10 years and there's almost nothing shocking you can say in 2021. You know, like after 2020, it's like I could say I'm an alien and I'm here to abduct all of your souls and take over. And people would be like, well, that's kind of cool, man. But, you know, I get it. And then so there's nothing. You can't shock people anymore. But, yeah, good on him for making the video. Joe Webb. Have you read American Psycho book? Crazier than the film. I've read some chapters of it. I've read a few pages of it because I wanted to know the difference between some of the scenes and the book. And yeah, it was a little more brutal than the actual movie was. That's for sure. Hang on here. Let me try to figure out where I'm at. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just resetting everything up because, once again, this is a new computer and I'm completely stupid. And I should have figured this all out before I pushed record. But you know what? I'm a spur of the moment type of guy. I don't like to plan. I just go for it. Whatever happens, happens. Hang on. Bear with me for one moment. Okay. Here we are. Okay, Kyle E. Hey, John, your streams are what society needs. Curious, where does DiCaprio rank amongst your all-time actors? Personally, he's number one for me. I love me some DiCaprio. I mean, he's right up there with Bale. Let's see, Bale, DiCaprio, Gyllenhaal. I mean, if you want to go all-time, I'm a huge fan of Pacino. There's probably like 5 other great actors I like on that list, but he's definitely up there. He's in my top 10, that's for sure. Okay, why is this all backwards? Okay. Sorry. Michael Time, or Timmy, look, Hook Spielberg's AI is also underrated. Oh, you like Hook? Yeah. AI was okay. Young Haley Joel Osment, I liked it overall. And then he meets, what's his face? Who's like a male robot gigolo. And then it just gets really bizarre by the end of the film where it's like aliens come flying in a cardboard box and they find him deep in the snow and they extract one of his hairs and then they bring him back to life for a day to meet. It's just really bizarre by the end of that movie. And really what that movie was Spielberg was so motivated to make that because Stanley Kubrick originally wanted to make that film and he never got around to it. So Spielberg felt like he had to bring it to fruition, which is why we actually got it. It's never been one of my favorite movies. It's kind of depressing to watch. Argal, did you see Better Watch Out? It's a horror / black comedy take on Home Alone. It was a cool hidden gem I saw on Prime. Watch Out, not Better Watch Out. I don't think I've seen Better Watch Out. I will look into it though. What you just compared it to gets my juices flowing, so I'll probably check into that. You're fond of me, lobster. You are a beautiful, bulging man. Lights, Camera, Jackson, and I are hanging out eating peanut butter-filled celery sticks while watching Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. Do you want to hang? No, I do not. Only if he gives a review of the film afterwards. Then I will come. Celery sticks with peanut butter, though. That is a delicious, great snack. Celery, though, almost has no substance to it. It just breaks down as water in your system. But it's still delicious, nevertheless. You know what else I haven't not eaten in a very long time? SpaghettiOs. I don't know why. They always smelled like vomit, but like the best kind of vomit. Okay. Sorry, the chat's like being weird. Andrew Smith. John, thoughts on how damn sexy you are? Well, thanks, man. I'll take the compliment. But, I'll just take the compliment and move on. No thoughts. I'm like a fine wine. I get better with age. Joe Webb, have you... Oh, we already answered that. I should really organize these better. Oh, here we go. Justin Emerson Richards. Have you ever fallen asleep in a movie theater? Absolutely. Many times I have. One, I can remember a few different incidences. Okay, so the first one is I fell asleep in Matrix 3. I went with some girl I was dating in high school. It was a long day. I think I was working some shitty job back then, and then we went to like a 10 o'clock showing, and then the movie was so boring and tedious to get through. Halfway through, I fell asleep. I think I woke up when they were all in mech suits shooting at the giant hole in the ceiling. What's another one? Me and a friend, and this is, I don't blame the movie for this. I just blame skipping school and staying up all night. So what happened was, I had a friend stay over. We stayed up all night. We skipped sleeping. We were up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I was like, do you want to go to school? And he's like, no. And I was like, I don't either. Let's skip school and go see a movie. So we went to go see A History of Violence, the Viggo Mortensen film. And it's a good movie. But like an hour into the movie, I was so tired just because I didn't sleep. I fell asleep in the movie. And then I woke up when the credits were playing. There's been a few other movies I've fallen asleep to. And some movies that have been pretty good, I've passed out for like 10 minutes just because I was so tired. But those are the two I can remember off the top of my head. Okay, the next one, Z White. I know these guys are after your time, but have you listened to Lil Wayne, Juice WRLD, Mac Miller, Rip Juice and Mac, Gone Too Soon? No, not really. I haven't listened to any of that. I'm sorry, I haven't. I listen to like epic synthwave music. Okay, that's what I listen to. It moves me. It drives me. I love it. It's relaxing. So usually I go to Spotify. I type in epic synthwave, and I just listen to like an endless playlist of that. Or I listen to like rock or metal music. So no, I have not. Young Hollywood. Ever seen Basketball? I was gonna say Basketball, but it's Basketball Diaries with Leo and Marky Mark. Yeah, I have seen Basketball Diaries. It's a movie that will make me never want to do heroin. That's for sure. Yeah, good movie. Watched it once. Leo is an addict. I like the scene where the older gentleman basically locks him in a room so he can get off like hardcore drugs. And that was one of Mark Wahlberg's first movies. So, yeah, I have seen it. It's been a long time, though. Have you... Ye fond of my lobster... Have you seen Thoroughbreds, an underrated dark comedy with Anya Taylor-Joy and Olivia Cook, where they hatch a plan to kill their stepdad? I have not seen that. Thoroughbreds. Didn't that just come out recently? Someone else told me to go watch that. I just haven't. Dude, honestly, what I do in life, I want to let you guys know what I do. I watch the same 55 movies over and over. Because they take me to my happy place. I already know what I'm going to get. I know the flavor I want to taste, and these are the movies I want. So I've just been watching, like I rewatched Pulp Fiction for the 87th time the other day. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you a profound observation I made when I watched Pulp Fiction. I never noticed it before. But on this 87th viewing, I noticed it. The character of Vincent Vega, played by John Travolta, throughout the film Pulp Fiction, every time his character uses the restroom, something bad happens. There's 3 times throughout the movie where he has to go to the restroom, and every time something terrible happens in the movie. Weird observation. Never noticed it, but go back with what I just said to you, and you'll be like, whoa, that's true. Blew my mind. Okay, Fidel Reyes. John, Wonder Woman 1984 was so stupid. Russia's missiles blow up, but they were actual missiles, not wishes. What a big mishap of a movie. Yeah, whenever your movie relies, the entire premise, everything wrapped around this 2-hour and 25-minute movie that's way too long for its own good, where 90 minutes of it, nothing happens, it's just really boring. Whenever that all revolves around a magic rock where you can just wish for whatever you want, and then they make up the rules of that magic rock throughout the movie whenever it's convenient to the stupid plot that they're showcasing, you're going to have a messy movie. And you're right. Yes. Yeah. Like the one president, I want more nukes. Let's blow things up. Okay. So he gets those, shoots off his magic nukes that he wishes for, but other countries actually have nukes, so they're just shooting them up in the sky. So you're absolutely right. Why would wishes make those disappear? Also, the whole premise, the whole climax of the movie hinges on everyone taking back their wish. But if I was a dude that just wished for, like, I don't know, a new Porsche, or I wished for the Batmobile, I wouldn't take back my wish because somebody on TV was like, you need to take back your wish. No, I'm keeping my Porsche. This harms no one. This hurts no one in society. I'm keeping this shit. I'm keeping my Batmobile and my $9 million, okay? You can't take this from me. Like, I didn't wish for nuclear weapons. I didn't wish to be a cat, okay? Kristen Wiig, I'm talking to you. I just wanted a Batmobile. So there's got to be a large portion of people who didn't take back their wish that just have these things and then life moves on, right? What a terrible plot. It's just terrible. But yeah, you're right. Random Commando 41, favorite Leonardo DiCaprio performance. We're really stuck on Leo tonight, aren't we? But that's okay. I don't mind. Where do I start with that? I think one of his most underrated films of all time, and I think everyone needs to go watch this. It's a film that came out in 2006. It's called Blood Diamond. Really enjoy it. Based on a true story. It stars Jennifer Connelly. It's about this mercenary who basically smuggles diamonds, blood diamonds. Really good movie. And I've watched it probably like 10 times. That's how much I really enjoy it. It's just like such a like heartfelt sort of journey. Recommend it. So that's one. Another Leo movie. I love him in Wolf of Wall Street. I think that's probably one of his most outrageous performances. Actually, his most outrageous performance I really enjoy was as Calvin Candy in Django Unchained. I'd probably go with that. I think that's one of my favorites of his. But I also really like him in Catch Me If You Can. I would say overall that's my favorite movie that he's been in. G Money X, how many Blu-ray players do you have? That is a great question. I have 2 4K Blu-ray players, and then I have one old-ass Sony Blu-ray player that just plays standard Blu-rays in my closet. So I have 3, but I only utilize 2 of them. Michael, is it Timmy or Timey? Or Timey? I'm sorry, Michael. I'm stupid. Like Hook, Spielberg's AI is underrated. We answered that earlier. Okay. Will, Johnny Bateman, are you an introvert? Am I an introvert? No, but I pretend to be sometimes. I pretend to be an introvert sometimes in certain situations where I just don't feel like expelling energy. Like sometimes I feel like in social settings, I just don't have the energy to be social. Like I could. Like there's a switch in my brain. I can click on or off. And I can be an extrovert. I can do it all day. I can have conversations with anyone, but I just sometimes choose not to. So naturally, no, I wouldn't say I'm an introvert because I have the ability not to be. I remember dark, rainy nights of you driving down an empty road, giving your thoughts on humanity. I still have those thoughts, except I sometimes just don't record it as often as I used to. And those were... I look back on some of those early videos of my confessions on video, and I think, wow, I should have been arrested. Well, thanks, man. I do recall those as well. Imperial Scoundrel, can you do your 2021 Lights, Camera, Jackson impression? I guess I could. Is that what you want from me? Oh, God. Well, Inception was just too complicated for my little boy brain. I don't know. I give the movie a D-. I just want to see the new Garfield movie. My daddy's a producer. That's why I'm on TV. I hope that was satisfying for you as it was for me. Watchtower Studios. Do you watch T2 on awful 4K? Favorite Terminator after T2? No, so, okay, I've said this once, I'll say it again because I just feel like I owe it to you guys. If you guys are getting into 4K movies, don't you ever buy T2 Judgment Day on 4K. It's an abomination against humanity. It's a piece of shit that should be flushed down the toilet. Don't ever buy it. The color grading's bad. It looks soulless and dead. Like, it doesn't even look like the same movie. So no, I do not watch that 4K. I have it on my shelf to remind me of how much I hate it. But if I had to go back and watch T2, I'd probably just watch the Blu-ray. My favorite sequel, honestly, I would probably say Salvation after T2. Not that great. I wish they'd never cast Sam Worthington in that movie, but I love Christian Bale in the movie as John Connor. This is John Connor. If you're hearing this, you are the Resistance. I like that. Overall, I like Salvation. I like the concept of Salvation. Like, at least it's not repeating the same things and we're in this post-apocalyptic future, finally. I like that and I appreciate that. But the CG Terminator T-800 at the end kind of looked bad. It looked bad, to say the least. Mustard Watard 12. Do you like Green Day? Love your vids. I like some Green Day songs. I'm not a huge Green Day fan, but I like a few of their songs, sure. Justin Emerson Richards, better Pesci performance, Home Alone or The Irishman? I'm going to go with Home Alone just because it's more quotable, more memorable. I'm going to bite off every single one of these fingers one at a time. And imagine if he did. Just imagine. If Joe Pesci's character, Harry, bit off that little kid's fingers in the movie, and then he bled to death hanging on that door. That would have been a dark ending. But yeah, The Irishman was good. I don't think it was a bad performance. It's just, when I think of like Scorsese flicks, The Irishman is like low on the list of remember. Like, I think the best Pesci performance ever given in a Scorsese movie was, one of my favorites would probably be Casino, just because he's batshit crazy in that movie. It's like the best Pesci performance. Benny, couch looks comfy. Will you ever sit on it? I can sit on it right now if you want. I can even lay on it. Get a little bit weird if you want. I'll save that for my OnlyFans. Yeah, it is. When I start doing normal videos again, and I assure you those normal videos are coming, I need something good to talk about. But that's where I will be doing those. So like the camera will be here. I'll sit on the couch and do the videos. That's the backdrop. But for right now, I just like doing the live streams. I like the interaction. I like just talking about random topics on the fly. Nihal Duffy. Hey, John, I recently had a close family member pass away due to COVID, and rewatching your flick trips and movie reviews has helped more than you know. Well, thanks, Niall. Is it Niall? Yeah? Well, sorry to hear that, man. That's a shitty situation, not going to lie. And thank you for watching the videos, man. Sorry. I hope things get better for you. That really took the tone to a really sad tone, didn't it, all of a sudden? I'm sorry, man. Kind of want to give you a hug right now. Where am I at? Hang on. Okay. I was making sure something's working right now. I think it is. All right. Jasmine Paul, want to check out Shudder? It's Netflix or horror. Oh, I'm sorry. I just read that completely crazy. Okay. Want to check out Shudder? Question mark. It's Netflix for horror. Yeah, I had a Shudder account for a couple months. I did a promo with them a few times over the years, and I did have the account. I checked out some of the movies, but really it's just like the selection wasn't as large as I was hoping it was. I'd like something a little more, with something a little bit more variety, like Netflix or HBO Max. Carter Lovejoy. We got like 1.5 seconds of Space Jam 2 footage during the HBO Max trailer recently. Thoughts? Didn't see it. I actually don't care about the new Space Jam movie. I just don't care. Yeah, I don't. I just don't. I want to see a new trailer for the new Mortal Kombat movie is what I want to see. Also, don't worry. It's not all going to be CG. One of the animators said it's both 2D and 3D/CG. Well, good. I'm glad they're doing some classic animation on it. Night King 01, Nathan Jones is going to be in the new Mortal Kombat. I hope he's Shokan Bulgarius. Yo, Rictus Erectus is what I call him nowadays from Mad Max Fury Road. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. Is he Shokan? I could see that happening. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who else he would play besides Shokan. So that would make sense, yeah. Christopher Mosted. Hey, John. Hope you're doing well. Do you watch UFC? I watch UFC occasionally. I'll watch some highlights of it. I don't really keep up with it, but occasionally I do watch it. It's like the one competitive sport I do like to watch. It's like the closest thing we have to like modern day gladiator fights. And I'll take what I can get. Cash the Killer. What makes a movie well directed? Is it pacing, visuals, performances, editing? Like, what makes Fincher other than the movies being so good? I think just telling a compelling story and showcasing characters that you give a shit about. Because sometimes in any movie, no matter what the story is, no matter what the topic is, as long as you have compelling characters you care about, or maybe you hate so much you want to see them end up somewhere, as long as you have great characters, that's what makes a great movie for me. Sometimes the things that they're doing don't really matter as long as I care about the person doing them. For me, that's what it is. So what makes a great movie great? Just telling a story that cares about, that resonates with people, that evokes an emotion that's immersive. I think those are things that great directors are able to do, is capture you and put you into this story and make you feel like you're part of it. Some movies don't do that. Like Wonder Woman 84, for example, if you want to pick a newer movie, you watch that movie, you don't really care about anything. It just makes you question how stupid it is. So you're immediately taken out of the film and you don't care. And you're just like, why is this so long? Why is she a cat? I don't know. Michael Time, or is it Timmy? Watch The Social Network. It was awesome, but I can't stand the cardboard cover on my Blu-ray. I had to throw it away. I remember that cover. It's kind of bland looking. It looks stupid. I vaguely remember that. I think I might have mine back there somewhere. I'm fairly certain I do. I love The Social Network. I really do. I watch it probably like once every year. Great performances. Yeah, I like it. Not my favorite Fincher film, but speaking of Fincher movies, actually I just rewatched The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo recently, and God, I love that movie more every time I watch it. Like, that right there is the definition of like an immersive movie that just makes you feel like cold and bleak and seedy and weird, and you're just like, I don't want to end up in the basement by the end of the movie. I love that. I love that movie. Rooney Mara. Like, I wish she was in more things nowadays. Max Neugenbauer, Dark Knight Rises is still #1 best DC movie. That's debatable, and as a guy who likes that movie, I would strongly disagree. I'd still probably go with The Dark Knight on that one, but hey, fair enough. Michael, it's Timmy. Michael Timmy, okay. Why do I keep saying Timmy? Michael Timmy, okay, Michael Timmy, I got you now, man. I feel like you told me that once before. Ronnie Nyber, have you watched WandaVision yet? Gotta say, I'm not a big fan so far. Yeah, here's my thing with WandaVision. Was I mildly entertained, sort of, kind of? Yeah, because I like that they were sort of doing a parody of the 1950s sitcom shows like Bewitched. And that was fun. And I also like how they're going to, every few episodes, progress through each decade. So that's sort of interesting to me. But overall, I don't really care where it's going. I wish I did. I just don't. It feels really disposable to me. Like, if I don't see any more episodes, I'll be content with it. It's not like The Mandalorian, where like I'm counting down the minutes until the new episode drops on Friday. WandaVision's one of those things like, oh, that came out 3 days ago. Maybe I'll watch it as I eat my Panda Express, my orange chicken, because I have nothing else to watch. So yeah, I do agree with you. But hey, I don't know exactly where it's going. I have a pretty good idea if I had to guess. But the fact that it's going to progress through different decades, I think will keep it interesting. Andre Custer Kid, thanks for the super chat, man. You didn't ask a question, but thank you. Thank you so much. If anyone's leaving a Streamlabs question, let me know, because I don't want to miss them, but they're not showing up. So just let me know if you've left a Streamlabs question, because they're not popping up, and typically they do. So maybe, I don't know. Let me know. God, where am I at? Okay. Johnny Mendoza. Hey, John. Thoughts on Warner Bros. Cutting ties with Brett Ratner? I mean, they should have done that a long time ago. I mean, everyone should cut ties with Brett Ratner. He's fucking talentless. Though I will say, the best movie Brett Ratner ever did direct was Red Dragon, the remake. I do enjoy that movie. But then he made like X-Men 3, and Tower Heist. Jordan Boone. Would you rather see John Travolta play Patrick Bateman or Nick Cage play Louis Bloom? Both those sound really intriguing to me. I think I'm going to go with Nick Cage. I wish Nick Cage could play Patrick Bateman. That's the one I would pick. I would do that. Don't just look at it, eat it. Something along those lines, please. Lucas Bernowskowitz. John, you look like you haven't shaved in days. You okay? Yeah, just feeling a little scruffy, man. Just let me have it. Let me have my scruff. It took many years to get to this stage. Landon, John, will you ever do movie review videos again? Yes, I will. I promise you I will. I wanted to do one for Wonder Woman, and then just like I watched it and I was just like, it just took something out of me. Like it stole my soul. But I will, yeah. Just JDD24. Hey, John. What are some well-known TV shows, past or present, you're not interested in ever watching? There's probably a lot of them. I'll tell you one. I don't know if it's like the top of my list, but everyone for so long has told me to watch Dexter. And you would think I would like Dexter, right? Like, I like the sociopathic serial killer vibe. And I watched the first episode and I'm just like, I have no interest in watching this. I don't know what it is. I just don't care to watch it. But there's like 100 other TV series that people have always told me to watch. A lot of like the DC live series, I just have no interest in watching. The same thing goes with A lot of the Marvel series, though the things going to Disney Plus intrigue me, and I did like Daredevil, but yeah, there's a ton of series. Horror movie hustle. Did you know that Joe Pesci once tried to pursue a rap career? Look up his Wise Guy music video clip on YouTube. It's the best. I will save that for later. I'm going to savor that flavor. That sounds intriguing. I would love to see that now. Is that like a fan edit or is that a real thing? Either way, I'm going to look it up. I feel like I've heard that somewhere. I've seen that. I don't know why. But thanks for the question, man. Patrice Chaswick, have you got a movie that you would love to be made? For example, mine is Chris Nolan making a Ready Player One concept, Zimmer score starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay, well, I'd watch that. Yeah, that sounds cool. I'll watch that one. For me, it's honestly, if I had to pick one right now, it would probably be Quentin Tarantino making a sci-fi film. That's what I would like to see. Yeah, give me that. That's what I would love to see. Throw an alien in there. I don't care. Justin Emerson Richards, we all know how much you hate Casino Royale and love Quantum of Solace. You're a liar. But do you have any other favorite Bond films? Well, I love Casino Royale. I like License to Kill. I think that's like one of the best Bond films. It definitely is like one of the most hardcore, like gritty Bond films. I like GoldenEye as well. The 95 GoldenEye. A lot of the older ones, with Sean Connery. I like. What was it? Is it the second one that he did from Russia? Not Russia with Love. One of the first two movies that he made are one of the better ones. But yeah, I'd say those are my favorites. But nothing tops Casino Royale for me. Just like the best opening, the best theme song, the best action. Just perfect. Benny, sour, sweet, gone. That's what she said. Absolutely. That's what they all say. Oh, hi, Mark. Thoughts on the first Police Academy? I just vaguely remember Steve Guttenberg in there, the one guy who does voices. It's probably been 28 years since I've seen Police Academy. Such a well-written comedy, simple comedy movies are so rare today. Raunchy humor in the 80s will never come back. Some of the shit they say in 80s movies, just like, it's not even supposed to be crazy or off the wall or like offensive. But you go back and listen to some of the casual dialogue in 80s films, just some of the shit they say. Oh yeah, they would never say that again today. Never. And that's why I love those movies so much. They're just unapologetic. People weren't so sensitive. You could just make a movie. Here it is. And there's no social media to go to bitch and complain. So you could just do whatever you want. I mean, from an artistic standpoint, it was a little bit more liberating. That's for sure. ADSD vids and stop motion is your favorite movie of 2020 onward. No, it is not. No, for me to say Onward's in my top 10 of 2020 is like just like reaching and gathering movies I sort of like to put them in a top 10 list. I don't honestly have a favorite movie of 2020. There's a few I need to see still, but I don't have one. Now I can make a top 10 worst movies of 2020 right now. That would not be hard to do, but to make a top 10 best, I don't have 10 movies to truly put in those 10 slots. Stephanie Myers. This is Stephanie, or known as to you as Stefan. What movie would you... Have I called you Stefan before? What movie would you pick if you got stuck on an island? Which movie would I watch Nightcrawler probably once every month. It just evens me out. It just truly takes me where I need to go. So maybe Nightcrawler. But if I was on an island, I might want something a little more happy-go-lucky. So maybe I'll go with Speaking of being on an island, I just watched Castaway on HBO Max. I love that movie. I'll just pick Nightcrawler. And then overall, Marvel or DC movie universe comics shows. If I had to pick, I think Marvel has overall made the better universe. That's for sure. Like, I think that would be hard to debate. Not to say Marvel did the better overall universe of movies combining everything. But the thing is, DC still has the Nolan Batman movies, and nothing tops those for me. Like, I like Thor Ragnarok. I like the last few Avengers flicks, but nothing moves me or gets me on the edge of my seat as much as like Batman Begins or like The Dark Knight. So I'd go with DC as overall they just happen to have my favorite superhero movies. Night King 01. Have you watched Total Recall in 4K yet? Thoughts? Have I? No, I have not. I have not watched it on 4K yet. I need to. Screw you! Yeah, I kind of want to watch it right now. How about I just pop it in and we do that for the next 2 hours? Michael Timmy. My favorite Fincher film is Zodiac. Ever since seeing that, I can't stop researching Zodiac. It's truly fascinating that they sort of almost thought they caught the guy, but I think he died before they could get further conclusive evidence or something. Yeah, I looked into that as well. It's sort of interesting. By the way, don't hate me. That relates to an earlier question where someone asked me, what movies have you fallen asleep to in the theater? I forgot about Zodiac. Now let me explain. I like Zodiac. I love it. It's a great movie. But back in 2007 when that came out, I was going to school all day. I was in college, and I was also working a pizza delivery job. And I remember like being in school all day, like going to like pizza delivery, and then I think they had a midnight showing of Zodiac, and we went to like the midnight showing, and I fell asleep like 40 minutes into the movie. I'll never forgive myself, but that's what happened. Will, John, did you hear that Armie Hammer is playing Hannibal Lecter in the new Silence of the Lambs? What? That sounds completely made up and erroneous on all accounts. I don't believe you. And if that's true, I still don't believe you. I will never accept that fact. Not today, not ever. Is that what? No, I don't believe you. Armie Hammer is... Hollywood really tried to push Armie Hammer, didn't they? Like, they tried. They really tried, but it just, like, people weren't having that shit, were they? Ever since Lone Ranger, it's never been the same for that guy. Carter Lovejoy, do you hope for Blu-ray for The Mandalorian? Do you hope for Blu-ray? Yeah, I mean, if The Mandalorian hit Blu-ray or 4K, I'd probably pick up the series at one point down the road. Sure, absolutely. It's one of my favorite series of the last couple of years. So yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Terrence Hanna, heard you got a new car. How fast does that thing go? Does it have good gas mileage? Does it have 4-wheel drive? So yeah, little kid from the first Home Alone movie. It does. Actually, it doesn't have. Actually, it has none of those things. It's not even that fast. The gas mileage is just mediocre at best, and does not have 4-wheel drive. But I did get a new Toyota. Yes, it was time. My other car, the AC broke like 3 times, and I just remember it was a really hot day last summer. It was like 93 degrees, and I was driving down the road just sweating my ass off. And I was like, I'm either gonna drive this car into a tree. I'm just gonna go buy a new one right now. And it had been like 6-7 years since I bought a new car, so I made the investment. Secca Wine, besides the Stuckman questions, are there any questions you're sick of answering? Not really, no. I don't. No. Sometimes in a live stream, people join halfway through, so there's a few questions I already answered earlier in the live stream, so then they ask the same questions again. But I don't like to leave anyone hanging, so I answer them. But really, besides that, no, not really. Jason Nelson. Hey, John. What do you think of Stuckman as a pansexual? Not much, to be honest with you, man. Not much. Like I said earlier, I've known Stuckman for a long time. I've been around him. And we've held each other many of times on cold, rainy nights. No, that's not true. Did I know that for a fact? No, I did not. Does it surprise me? No, it does not. I mean, I'm really good at picking up mannerisms and personality traits and little things. And, so yeah, I guess I'm not that I wasn't taken back by it at all, to be honest with you. No, I wasn't. No. He's paying the man now. Yalen Martin. Is it Yalen or J? I assume the J is silent. Jalen Martin. What up? John, big fan. How's life? Life's going pretty good, man. Can't complain too much. Just trying to, just take one day at a time. Doing a lot of I don't want to bore you guys. I know you guys want entertaining things about movies and whatnot. By the way, we have 447 people watching right now, so thank you guys. You guys are all pretty fucking awesome, and I'm not gonna lie. And thank you guys for all the questions. It really does help. I thank you so much. But how's life going? It's going well. I mean, I just doing a lot of adult stuff, and I need to catch up on some stuff. There's some obligations I need to take care of. It just, little things like that. I just wish I could wrap myself up in a nice, warm, snuggy blanket, lay by the fireplace, and watch Home Alone 1 and 2 for the rest of my life. But unfortunately, there's been some things taking a lot of my time, and that's life, I guess. But really, I just hope things return to normal so we can all just enjoy life once again. And I miss going to Walmart 24 hours a day. Really, when it comes to this whole situation, that's the biggest inconvenience. I honestly, the movie theater thing sucks, but the fact I can't go to Walmart at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm feeling a little bit lonely inside, that really hurt me deep down inside. But thank you for the question. Michael Timmy, you and Sean Chandler should collaborate on videos. Yeah, I've talked to Sean many times. Cool guy. I like him a lot. I did his podcast. And we kind of keep in touch on Twitter and whatnot. So, and I think we're both in the Schmodown, so maybe we can do something. I look like fucking insane right now. What? So anyway, yeah, maybe we can compete in the Schmodown or something one day. Melvin the Magnificent. That is a glorious name, Melvin. Don't miss late night trips to the store when only a few people wandered the aisles and you gave us cool flip trip videos. Yeah, you just read my mind. I just said that exact same thing. I do miss it. I really do. It's weird. The little things you miss, right? But outside of that, not a lot of things have changed. For me, I guess. I kind of just have the same lifestyle. Melvin the Magnificent, once again, can you please invent another game we can play with you? Kind of like Pick the Flick. All of us miss that immersive stuff. Yeah, we can play Pick the Flick a little bit later if you want. If you want to play Pick the Flick, let me know. Give the video a thumbs up. That's really all I ask from you guys. It really does help that stupid YouTube algorithm. So yeah, if you guys want to play Pick the Flick a little bit later, and if you guys don't know what Pick the Flick is, it's where, well, I guess the title says it all. You guys get to pick the flick, and I pick random movies off my shelf back there, and I talk about them for a little bit. So we can play that a little bit later, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Johnny Mendoza, thoughts on Andy Serkis directing Venom 2? Well, his Jungle Book movie that he directed, I didn't think was all that great. I think he's a talented guy. I hope Venom 2 is a lot better than the first Venom movie, and I hope the script's actually somewhat interesting to watch. I don't know. What is this, Mrs. Chan, a virus or something?
Eddie, you are a turd in the wind.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I don't know. I don't have a lot of expectations, honestly, for Venom 2. But with that said, I am kind of curious to check it out, or at least see a trailer. Why? And by the way, speaking of trailers, Kong vs. Godzilla comes out in like what, 2 months or less? Why is there no trailer for this movie? Does anyone else think it's going to be really bad, or is it just me? 1901. If you pop in Total Recall right now, we will watch. How would I even... I don't even know how I would do it, to be honest with you, man. From a technical standpoint, I don't know how to set that up right now on the spot. Stephanie Myers. I was just giving you a hard time with the Stefan thing. No, there's people named Stephanie I've called Stefan, so I was like, have I done that to you? But either way, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Just JDD24. Favorite comedic scene from the first Transformers. Favorite comedic scene? I don't know. Some of the things that are supposed to be funny in that movie, I don't laugh at all. Like when he pops at the cork and like pees on John Turturro. Just stuff like that. It's like the sophomoric, dumb Michael Bay humor. I'm trying to think of a funny scene. Probably just Megan Fox trying to act maybe was funny. But I still like the first Transformers movie. I remember seeing that in theaters back when midnight showings were a thing. And I remember a line of people like 500 feet long to see that movie, and every theater was packed. And me and my friend who went to see it, we were just like, this is awesome. Like, we really enjoyed it. So I can't crap on the movie too much. John Smith, have you tried using a mouthpiece for lifting like from the brand New Age Performance? I highly recommend. Keep up the great work. Yeah, like a mouth guard to bite onto as you're like working out. I get it. I don't think from a physical standpoint, to be honest with you, I don't think it does much, but other than like avoid grinding on your teeth as you strain, maybe. The best thing I ever did when it came to working out or lifting weights was using wrist straps. And I would use wrist straps all the time, and it gave you more stability in your arms. And when you have more stability and you take out the weak point, also your wrist is the weak point of your arm. You can lift more weight, you can push more weight, and you don't put as much strain on your wrist. Because when it comes to working out, you just have to avoid you beating up your joints too much, because if you do that, it makes you weaker all around. You can't lift as much weight. You need more recovery time. So, yeah, wrist straps, man. Look into wrist straps. Watchtower Studios, Avatar 2 setting new record. What's with Tenet audio? I'm going to try to understand your abbreviated questions here. Avatar 2 setting a new record, question mark? Maybe. It just really depends on a lot of things. So the overseas market, like China, they love Avatar, man. They love that movie. The first Avatar did really well over there. So I think if everything returns to normal by the time Avatar 2 comes out, which will be in 25 more years, I could see it being successful. Will it be better? Will it make more box office success than the first movie? I don't know. I think it'll be comparable. I really do. I think there's enough interest to go see like a big spectacle movie to bring people back. If you have a good trailer, people will probably go see that movie. But here's the biggest thing. Avatar 2, there's a lot of things hinging on that movie, because when they have 3 other sequels coming out after it, Avatar 2 needs to be great. It needs to energize people. It has to capture their imagination. It has to make people want to see 3 more Avatar movies over the course of the next decade. And if the sequel's not good or doesn't really like blow you away, those other 3 sequels are probably progressively going to lose money at the box office as they go. So, but with that said, I'm looking forward to it. I like Avatar. I don't care what anyone says. I enjoy it. I do. I can debate you all day about Avatar, but I enjoy that shit. Tenet audio, yeah, it's atrocious. Just, you can't hear what the fuck they're saying. Abinash Mahatni, Silence of the Lambs in Criterion is better Blu-ray. Is the Criterion of Silence of the Lambs a better Blu-ray? I don't know. I don't know if their transfer is better. Sometimes Criterion releases have a slightly better transfer, like the Dazed and Confused transfer to me looks slightly better on Criterion. But I don't know. Sack of Wine, thoughts on 2009 Watchmen? I think it's an underrated movie, it's so beautiful and creative with political satire. The thing about Watchmen 2009 is there's a lot of things in that movie I enjoyed. Like 40% of that movie I really enjoy. Like the things with Rorschach. I love every scene that he's in. Some of the things at the end of the movie I enjoy. Some of the things with is her name Spectra? Is that her name? And the owl watch. Why did I just forget their names? Anyway, where they're banging on the spaceship. That's pretty cool. I like some of the things with Dr. Manhattan. I like a lot of things in that movie, but there's also a lot of things throughout the movie I don't like. Some scenes I just feel like feel unnecessary and kind of bog the movie down. But overall, I like the way it looks, and I like the tone of it. Dark Moonlight. Are your chips on Snyder Cut being good or bad? So if I was a betting man, and I am a betting man, do I think the Snyder Cut will be better than the Justice League Joss Whedon studio cut? Yes. Yes, I think this new cut will be better. Do I think all these changes and additions of like a CG Doomsday for 5 seconds in the movie, do I think these are going to make it a great movie? No. I don't think it's going to be this great, profound movie, this Justice League movie we've all been clamoring and waiting to see forever. I don't think it's going to be that movie. But I think it'll be better than the one that we originally got. Yes, I do. Like, if I had to give it a grade, it might go up a grade. Who knows? Maybe it'll be amazing, but I'm really intrigued to see it. And I'm glad that they aren't doing the episodic version of it where it's a 4-part series. I like that they're just giving you one conclusive 4-hour movie. And a 4-hour movie, man, that's a lot of stuff that we did not see in that original cut. So just for those things alone, I'm excited to see. And I hope there's some like intriguing things that were left out that actually feel like they need to be in the movie. Not just like, here's this scene we shot, but it doesn't really matter, but we're putting it in the movie for the sake of putting it in there. And I hope there's more Batman stuff in the movie. Like, give me more Ben Affleck as Batman, and I'll be at least entertained. Claudia Rogajon. What is a very unpopular opinion on a film you have other than A Star Is Born, minus Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? Couldn't get through it. I just didn't like it. Yeah, I like the movie. I don't love it. That's a tough question off the top of my head, man. There's so many movies I don't like that people do. God, let me think about it for a minute. I want to give you a really good answer. That's not a good answer. There's always like a list of movies. I'm like, I don't like these. Everyone else does, and I don't know why. I'm searching deep in the bowels of my brain crevices to figure this out. Here's an unpopular opinion. I sort of like Captain America: The First Avenger. I actually like it more than Captain America: Winter Soldier. I don't think it's a better movie, but I'm a bit more entertained by it. How's that for an unpopular opinion? I'll stand by it. Oh, here's another unpopular opinion. The first John Wick movie, good. The second John Wick movie and the third John Wick movie, not good. I don't like them. I don't think they're terrible. Like if they were just like here's an action movie to watch, I'd be like, oh, okay. But I think they're so overrated. The John Wick sequels. Like, I actually think the third John Wick movie is not good. Is that unpopular enough? I could probably keep going. Second wine. What are your thoughts on pineapple on pizza? I thought you were going to say Pineapple Express. I was already ready to answer it for you. I like pineapple on pizza. Not all the time. Sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit frisky and I want that citrus, refreshing juice flavor to hit me just at the right time, I don't hate pineapple on pizza. And it's one of those things that took me a very long time to figure out that I don't hate, but I never go out of my way to order it. I like barbecue chicken pizza. It's something I have not eaten in a very long time, and it sounds good right now that I think about it. Johnny Mendoza. Could you picture Bay or M. Night making a PG Disney animated film? I could picture Michael Bay making a stupid children's movie, absolutely, because that's the comedy he's been forcing down our throats for 25 years. Yeah, I could picture that. M. Night Shyamalan doing it? Maybe. But Michael Bay, yeah, absolutely. It'd just be some animated movie about... it'd be like the story of the little explosion who could. That's what it would be. The John Grizzly Nimrod. Hey, John. I just came into your stream, and now I'm getting Sour Patch Kid ads on my social media. I blame you, but I'm not mad. Old Doyle rules. Absolutely. Well, I don't know how to feel about that, but thank you for letting me know. I feel like Sour Patch Kids owe me a royalty check for all the shit I've said about them for the years. All the free promotion and publicity. They've given me nothing. Nothing at all. Shame on you, Sour Patch Kids. Shame on you. Okay, what are we talking about? Melvin the Magnificent has become a member. Yay! Thank you, Melvin. Thank you, man. And look out for a brand new podcast episode probably tonight or tomorrow. So look out for that shit, man. And a Q&A. I'm doing a giveaway. Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, real quick. If you guys are supporters on Patreon or YouTube members and you joined the Ask Anything perk, I'm doing a big giveaway on the next video. And I'll do more. I'll do like a giveaway every month. And basically I'm giving away like Blu-ray movies and shit like that. So just as a thank you to you guys. Alexander Cromwell. Does it annoy you that they don't make physical 4K copies of streaming shows and movies? I wish I could collect a 4K box of Daredevil. Yeah, it does baffle my brain that Netflix hasn't gotten their shit together and said, you know what, let's make a cool, conclusive Daredevil box set. Like, why would you not just capitalize on some property that you own to make more money? It doesn't make sense to me. But I've never really overthought it, though, until you said it. I don't usually buy TV series on physical media. Something about like, you know why it is? I think when it comes to like a series like Game of Thrones, which oddly enough, I do own Game of Thrones back there on 4K. But like any other series, it's like, okay, after 4 episodes, I have to take out this disc, pop in another disc, then pop in another disc, pop in another disc. You know, as compared to a movie where you just pop in the one disc, you watch the movie and you're fulfilled. So maybe something about that sounds like, I don't know, too physically imposing. Claudia Rogujon. I was watching Back to the Future 2 recently and I couldn't stop laughing at how much you resemble Biff Tannen. You should play him in a fan film. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here, butthead? Yeah, I've gotten the Biff Tannen thing a few times. Put me in a Back to the Future fan film. I'll play Biff Tannen for you, man. Night King 01. What happened to the Snake Eyes movie? Laugh out loud. I don't know what the fuck happened. I think so. I think we all had a dream that it existed, and it turned out we all woke up and it didn't. Somehow they're making a Snake Eyes movie, a spin-off movie from 2 shitty G.I. Joe movies that no one really liked, but let's make a Snake Eyes movie. I don't know. And didn't Ray Park get in some social media dilemma about some shit he said? Who plays Snake Eyes, or is he still even playing Snake Eyes? I don't know. I don't care. It'll probably end up on VOD in like 6 months, so who knows. Benny, all of those risque jokes between you and Stuckman hit a little different now. What made you kind of know before he told us? Good for him. I just like traits. Nothing specifically. I mean, I don't know. That's just how me and my friends joke. We just joke like that, you know, like we're not homophobic. I've never been homophobic. Maybe I'm a little too touchy. I don't know. but just maybe little slight mannerisms. You watch somebody and they have just like sort of like mannerisms that are just a little bit, you're just like, just little things maybe. Just some conversations we've had about certain things. And, you ever have a conversation with someone and you're like, they open up like 95%, but you can just tell that 5% they're holding back just ever so slightly. And you can tell like they want to say more, but they don't. Just things like that. I would say if I had to pinpoint it. A-Train 98. John, will you make more skits? One of my favorites is your Smurfs 2 review skit. That's one of my favorites too, man. And if you guys haven't watched my Smurfs 2 movie review over on the Flickpick channel, go watch that shit right now. That was a good skit. I was really happy with that. And I didn't overthink it. Like, I was like, I'm going to go make this right now. And I just sat down there and made it in like 10 minutes. Yeah, that was good stuff. If something deserves a skit to be made, I will make it. Yeah. I'm not opposed to it. I'm trying to think the last time I did like a skit for something. I remember I did a skit for the last Transformers movie with like actual Transformers and firecrackers. But yeah, I would, maybe I'll do something for Mortal Kombat. I got to do something for Mortal Kombat. I think I will. Winners F the Prom Queen. I love that name. Can you do a Christopher Walken impression being sworn in as president? The things you ask of me, but I will do it just for you. Okay, so Christopher Walken being sworn in as president. I do swallow. Fucking Jesus. I can't even do it, man. I can't do it without laughing. What is the president? Let me look at what the president says. I got to get this right for you, man. Okay. I do solemnly swear that I faithfully execute the office of President of the United States of America and will for the best. Okay, that's enough. That's all I got for you, man. That's all I got. I know that was terrible. I know. I'm so sorry. Geek Truth 64. Hey, Geek Truth, how's it going, man? My Zorro 4K has no slip. Immediately less secure. Absolutely. I ordered Stand By Me on Amazon, the 4K. And what I'm doing right now is I'm upgrading all my favorite movies to 4K. Like, I don't buy every fucking movie on 4K. I upgrade all my favorite movies to 4K. Like, here's what I do. I just repeat the same process every 8 years. DVD, bought them on Blu-ray. Blu-ray, buy them on 4K. When they come to 8K, and then they'll go to 20K, and then eventually they'll just implant them into our brains. So that's what I do. So yeah, I bought Stand By Me on 4K, had no slipcover. I still kept it, but it hurt me deep down inside to do that. I wanted the little paper sleeve on it. Jalen Martin, thoughts on 2017 Power Rangers? The only thing I liked from that movie truly was when they started playing the Power Rangers theme song at the end when they went into battle during the climax of the movie. That theme song is still badass. Like, I was never a hardcore Power Rangers fan, but the theme song to Power Rangers, oh hell yeah. And also, if you guys get a little bit bored and you like the theme song to Power Rangers, go to YouTube, type in Power Rangers theme song metal version, and there's like a dude playing like the metal version of it, and it sounds really badass. Just JDD 24. What if Nick Cage played Jake Sully? No, Terry, do you want to go under the tree of life and make love or something? Yeah, yeah, I'd watch that. Yes, absolutely. And Amarea M just became a member. Thank you. Yay. Thank you for becoming a member. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Jordan Boone. Thoughts on John Carpenter's Christine? God, I forgot he directed that. Wow. I always just think Christine. I think of Stephen King. Stephen King went through a weird phase where he was writing like movies about cars that kill people. Like he did Christine, then he did Maximum Overdrive, and Christine's the better movie by far. But Maximum Overdrive, if you want to talk about cars killing people and not and it's not Transformers, I think Maximum Overdrive is my biggest guilty pleasure movie ever, starring Emilio Estevez. But Christine was okay. I have not seen that movie in a long time. Maddie D for 3. Hey, John. Thoughts on Wreck-It Ralph 2? Thanks, man. Instantly forgettable. Did not care about the movie. I was just like, halfway through it, I was like, the plot revolves around him bidding on eBay. I was like, I don't give a shit about this. The first one's superior in every way. Like, I was hoping they'd introduce more characters and things, and then it still had Sarah Silverman, the most unlikable character from Wreck-It Ralph, and it revolved around her. So, yeah, I wasn't a big fan. I forgot the movie existed until you just asked about it. Jason Nelson, hey, John. What was the best action movie of 2020? I don't know. I don't know. Fuck. Maybe Bad Boys 3, honestly. Maybe, unless there's something I'm forgetting. I know some people might say Extraction was good. I actually was not a big fan of it. I guess Bad Boys for Life, maybe, right? Unless there's something I'm forgetting about. Melvin the Magnificent. Do you watch adult movies, and do you think they're a helpful resource? Do I watch adult movies? I mean, it's healthy. Do I think they're a good resource? Yes. For a young man or for anyone that needs to, whatever, Sure, a little visual stimulation never hurt anyone. Absolutely. Go for it, man. Just don't get addicted to it. Your fun on me lobster. My unpopular opinion that is outside of The Dark Knight and Batman Begins, Nolan films range from just okay to kind of boring. I would disagree with that because, like, I think of The Prestige. One of my favorite non-Batman Nolan movies. So underrated. And my thing with Nolan, he keeps making these bigger than life spectacle movies where they have high concepts and they start getting a little too self-indulgent and overly complicated. And it's just like, I get it, man. You like to confuse the audience for the sake of confusing the audience. I get it, but it's kind of exhausting because you keep doing that. I wish he would return to something a little bit more simplistic, something that wasn't a $150 million movie, and go back to something like Memento or The Prestige once again. That's what I would like to see Nolan do. And if he's listening, which I know he is because Christopher Nolan does watch my live streams all the time, he just never comments. Come on, man. Go back to something like that. Ross Kent, hey, John. Most underrated comic book movies. Probably one I would go with is Dredd. I think Dredd is underrated. And why did Dredd never get a sequel? Why did some network never pick that up to make a series? It lends itself perfectly to both. So maybe Dredd with Carl Urban. I would go with that. Also, did you say underrated? V for Vendetta is not really underrated, though I really enjoy it. What's something else? Blade, the first Blade movie from 98. I mean, think about it. That's really one of the best comic book movies that we ever had in the 90s. And it was rated R. Blade was underrated, in my opinion. Hawaii Turo. Hawaii pizza is pepperoni and pineapple. It's great. Yeah, dude. If you gave me that right now, I would eat the shit out of it. Put a little crushed red pepper. Oh, you got to put some crushed red peppers on your pizza. Oh, I need the spice. Sounds so good. I might order some. You guys have talked me into ordering pizza tonight. Thank you for Winners F the prom queen. How does Amber like her new job? Her new boss. I got rejected for my job I applied for. Please send encouragement. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man, but just keep applying. There's plenty of places. Keep them rolling out. And if they don't respond to your application, call them. Never give up, man. Put a name or put a personality with that application. That's my best advice. So call HR. Figure out who's reading the applications. Call the hiring manager. I've done these things. Call the company. Figure out who hires and say, hey, this is, blah, blah, blah. And I put in an application and I was just curious if you checked it out. Do something like that. But yeah, she starts in 2 days. So I'll let you know after she technically starts. But I'll let her know that you asked. Billy Gold. Thoughts on Chinatown and Raging Bull. I've seen both once. I would say my preference is probably Chinatown because when it comes to like underdog boxing stories, I much lean towards like something like Rocky. But I have not seen either film in a very long time. But I think Chinatown was just more of my preference. Nathan Taylor, do you watch Wanda or do you watch WandaVision? I talked about that earlier. I did watch the first few episodes. It's okay. If I never saw the remaining episodes of the series, could I live my life and be okay? Probably, yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's something to watch, right? Not everything can be The Mandalorian, right? Sometimes you just need something a little more low key. I think it'll get better as it progresses, though. I really do. Johnny Mendoza, Transformers versus the Golden Compass. Which has the best visual effect? Because Golden Compass wins the Oscar for that BS. I never saw Golden Compass. I just remember looking at the trailer and I was like, I don't care to watch this. It didn't intrigue me. So I think Transformers was by far the best, man. Like Weta Digital, right? Did the effects for Transformers? That shit looked good, man. The Autobots, that looked great. Like, I don't think I've ever seen... Like, that blew me away, how great and detailed the Transformers were in the 2007 Transformers movie. Like, every little detail. Like, you can't really complain about the CG in those, or at least in the first movie. Ryman 6000. My girlfriend asks, do you whiten your teeth? I do not. I do not whiten my teeth. I have in the past. I just brush them often. I think they just look whiter, maybe... I think it's because I have like a red complexion all the time. Maybe my teeth look whiter. I have big chiclet teeth. I don't know. Plus the lighting helps. I don't know. In person, I don't think they look as white, but occasionally I used to. I need to again. But then again, who gives a shit, right? Do I even need teeth? We wear masks in society, so no one can judge you. That's the great thing about, like, if you can take anything away from 2020 or 2021, it's like you can kind of just like look hideous, but it doesn't matter because you get to wear a mask now. So that's kind of a good thing, right? I mean, that's kind of cool. That's one cool thing I like. Yeah. And plus, the other weird thing I like about wearing the mask is you're sort of anonymous. Like no one really knows who you are. You can kind of go through society and be this masked Avenger and no one can question it. Like you can go into a bank with a mask on, a pair of sunglasses, and a hat. A year ago, if you did that, they would call the cops. Now it's just normal. I kind of like that. Night King 01. One of my favorite quotes from you. Please, someone punch me in the head. That way I'm unconscious and don't have to see the rest of this movie. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, it's one of my many quotes. Thanks, man. I like when people pinpoint little things like that. It means a lot. Thanks for that. That is a good one. I'll have to use that again soon. I should have said that if I did a Wonder Woman review. Corey Mize. Hey, John, I'm planning on upgrading from 1080p to 4K and leaning towards OLED. Which brand/model did you go with, and how did you decide which TV to get? So I knew I wanted to get an OLED. If you have the money and the budget for it, there's nothing that compares as far as picture quality goes, contrast, black levels, you name it. It's the perfect viewing experience. So definitely go with an OLED. Now, LG makes the most budget-friendly OLEDs. So I think if you go with any LG OLED TV, you'll be okay. Really, the major difference between the different models of OLED TVs from like LG is they have one that costs a little bit more than the other. If they're both the same size, they usually have two different models, and one might be a little bit brighter. Like it can do the nit levels or whatever get a little bit brighter. But honestly, if you're watching TV in a slightly dim room, if you're basically not watching your OLED TV in a room surrounded by windows with a skylight, just go with the cheaper model OLED from LG. I think you'll be just fine. And my best recommendation to you is if you do get an OLED TV from like Best Buy or wherever, just pay the extra few $100s to get the extended 3-year warranty. Because I had issues after 2 years with my TV. It still works, but there's some little issues with it. But yeah, go with that, man. Dixon Cider. That's a good one. Hey, John, were you ever on TRT or HRT? You have downsized a lot. Like, did you come off a cycle? Been watching for about 5 years. The truth be told, I weigh 190 something pounds right now. And when I was working out hardcore, the most I ever weighed was probably 215 pounds. And then I pretty much evened out around, and that lasts like 2 days. Like that was me. Like I couldn't maintain that. And I weighed around 205 pounds. So really that was 10 extra pounds that I had of muscle from going to the gym every day for 5 years, constantly, taking every single supplement, eating 3 to 4, 5, 6 meals a day, and consuming enough protein for a small country. So honestly, man, like it's all an illusion. Like if I went out and got a pump right now and I wore a tight enough shirt, I could look bulky. I still have vascularity. I do. I'm not as big as I was. And really, dude, it was a lot of water, retaining a lot of water. And I was taking a lot of supplements. Did I take anything like TRT? No, man. No, that's too extreme. But I was just like taking creatine. Creatine like makes you retain water and all kinds of bullshit. I was taking some Chinese supplements. I'm not gonna lie. I was taking some stuff, but it was all supposed to be legal. But nothing extreme. No injections or anything crazy like that. Obed Arzaga, thoughts on Valerian? That is an atrocious movie. I have a movie review for Valerian. I hate every second of it. Just a really bad movie. But I did like the director's previous movie, Fifth Element. Introducing Corbin Dallas. Love it. Hayden Cash. Which HBO Max film are you looking forward to? Honestly, Mortal Kombat. What else is coming out on HBO Max? I mean, I know there's a lot of good Warner Brothers movies coming out. I think the next one is HBO Max, really. Or I'm sorry, Mortal Kombat. So that's the next big one I'm looking forward to. Claudia Rogajon. I don't get how people like Doug Walker and the video game nerd think Batman 89 is so dark they constantly say it's almost as silly as the 66 Batsy. Yeah, I don't watch them often. You're saying that they compare the 89 Batman to the 66 TV series? Really? I mean, there's some outrageous shit in the 89 Batman movie. Don't get me wrong. Anytime they start playing Prince music, things get a little bit weird. Let's not lie. But no, but as weird as some of the things get and a little bit kooky, it's still overall a really dark movie. I don't think that compares to the Batman series from the 60s at all. Now if they said like Batman and Robin, yeah, absolutely. But Johnny Mendoza, Sean Connery, best performance of all time. What was that weird ass 70s movie he made where he's wearing like a leather thong with a ponytail? It was like a really artsy movie. Probably one of his earlier, well, I was going to say one of his earlier Bond movies. You know, for me, a few of my favorite, and it's not his best movies, but a few of my favorite Sean Connery performances are Indiana Jones 3, and probably I love him in The Rock with directed by Michael Bay. I think Sean Connery in The Rock is probably one of my favorite performances by Sean Connery since I don't know, the 90s up. He also did a lot of really bad movies, Sean Connery. Like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, ugh. Entrapment was a movie no one talks about with Catherine Zeta-Jones. That was okay. Dixon Cider. Yes, that's what your mother told me, Dixon. So I go with her opinion. You know what can whiten your teeth? Just peroxide. Take a little peroxide, mix it with a little water, swish it around, spit it out. That'll whiten your teeth. Just JDD24. Recently watched Point Break. Love the song that plays when Tyler is teaching Johnny how to surf. I keep listening to it. Yeah, I forget the name of it. And yeah. God, I forget how that goes. Yeah, God, yeah, but dude, Point Break's phenomenal. Point Break is honestly my top 10 movies of all time. One of the best action movies ever made. No, man, it was never about the system. It was about us. Or I'm sorry, I just completely butchered that line. Let's move on. So hungry I could eat the ass in out of a dead rhino. The best line ever given by Gary Busey. Ye fond of my lobster. Hey, John, just wanted to say that you have helped me more than you will ever know this year. Between a string of rejections from women and just general loneliness, your videos have helped me with depression. Well, thanks, man. Well, and I'm sorry that you're feeling that way, but just cheer up, man. Thanks for that. That means a lot, dude. Thank you. Thank you. And don't let the women reject you, man. Just go out there. I was going to say don't take no for an answer, but that could lead to bad things. Just keep trying, man. You'll be all right. And thanks, man. Yeah, that's why I started doing the live streams in 2020. I was like, I got to do something weekly to interact with people. And here we are. So, and it's one of my favorite things I ever decided to do on YouTube. So thank you guys just for joining me. Dan Lazaro, you mentioned you like Chris Cornell's You Know My Name. Do you listen to any of his other music? Not really, to be honest. There's a few songs I've come across. I don't know the names of them. I'm terrible with remembering the names of certain songs. All my mental capacity goes to movies. But really his Do You Know My Name is my favorite song by his. Every time I hear that, I just want to get out of my car, do a backflip, and run around in a tuxedo. Claudia Rogajon, I remember you saying in your Transformers 4 review that you were so disoriented by the movie, you walked into the women's restroom after spilling soda. That is a true story. Yeah, so I was watching the movie and I spilled my drink on my hand or my leg or whatever, and it was all sticky and shit. And I went to and it was just the movie was so loud. I was just I went to the restroom and I just walked in and I washed my hand off. And as I was walking out, a lady walked in and she looked at me really weird. And I looked back at her and I kept walking. And then I looked back and I was like, oh, mistakes happen. And she probably thought I was some kind of weird creep or whatever. But I've done that once or twice, and I assure you it was all an accident. One time I went to a gym I had never been to before, and the sign, from a distance, the way it was laid out, it looked like the men's restroom, so I didn't look back up at it. I just walked in, and I was in a stall. There's they had a whole bunch of stalls. It looked like a typical locker room. No one was in it, and I was using the restroom, and I heard a lady voice come in. I was like, that's weird. And then I realized I didn't see any urinals in this locker room, which leads me to believe that, okay. So I was like, oh shit, now I got to sneak out of this room without anyone seeing me. And I tried, but I didn't quite make it. And one of the ladies saw me, and I think she walked up to the front desk and was like, she was in the ladies' restroom. And I was just like, I'm not a pervert. I just didn't read the signs. So anyway, that was weird. Yeah. Never went back to that gym again. I forgot what we were talking about. Okay. Dixon, sorry if it came across in a bad way. Just curious. Maybe, man. I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't think it does. I don't think it has any cleaning properties to it, chemically speaking. Alex, McCutcheon. You're my favorite YouTuber. Your videos just give me a comforting feeling. I appreciate what you do. God bless. Well, thanks, Alex. Thank you for that, man. I've always liked to feel like in my videos we're hanging out. I don't like to preach to people. I don't like to talk down to people. I don't want to pretend like I'm the smartest guy in the room. I just like to have a laid-back conversation with people. Even if you guys aren't here, that's what I want it to be like. So, yeah, thank you for that, man. Thanks. Thanks, Alex. Frederick LeBrun. Hey, John, been watching you for a few years now. You're a big inspiration and an awesome content creator. Order that pizza now. I think I might. What time is it? 11:54. I'm going to do it after this live stream. I'm going to do it right after this. So, yeah, if you guys have any... Okay. Yeah, if you guys have any questions you want to get them all in right now for like the next 2 minutes. I will answer every single question I possibly can for like the next... I'll answer everything that you guys submitted already, but... Just get those questions in now, and I'll try to get to as many as I can. And then I'm going to order a pizza, damn it. I'm hungry. Winners F the Prom Queen. Do you think The Lord of the Rings would have been better or worse with Sean Connery? I would have liked to see... I don't think Sean Connery can do any wrong. Sometimes. But no, I would have been just as fine with Sean Connery in there. I really would have. But I'm not a diehard Lord of the Rings fan, so really, it wasn't like that's not a life or death thing for me. So either way, I think either actor would have been great. Claudia Rogajon. John, I was saying they think Batman 1989 is really dark and gritty. Oh, I'm sorry. I think that's really silly, on par with the amount of silliness in the 66 version. Now I understand your question. Now I comprehend it. I think 89 Batman gets a little dark. Yeah, I think it's sort of dark. Now Batman Returns is the much more dark and gritty movie. If you want to talk about the Tim Burton Batman flicks. 89 or Returns from 92. That's a much darker movie, man. Michelle Pfeiffer puts a little bird in her mouth. Danny DeVito, I'll show her my French flipper trick. Wah, wah, wah. Just like, ooh, that's a little creepy. Yeah. But it's also my personal favorite from the two Burton movies. Grim Silo, you ever mess around with kettlebells? Yeah, all the time, man. I have a kettlebell out in my garage right now. It's like a 35 pounder. You can do all kinds of good shit with kettlebells. Yeah, I mess around with them all the time. Absolutely. John Morris watched Network for the first time. Eerie how relevant the themes of the film still are. Lives up to the hype as one of the best films of all time. You watch Network? Are we talking about Social Network or something else that I'm not comprehending? Oh, are you talking about Network from 76? It's a landed satire. Veteran news anchorman Howard discovers that he's being put out to pasture. Are you talking about the Network from 76? Because if you are, I've never seen this. But the fact that you said it's really good intrigues me, man. Okay. Rick LP, Walker, what the? Walker reboot premieres on the 21st. Thoughts? Walker reboot? What the fuck is that? I'm thinking Walker, Texas Ranger. And if this shit stars Chuck Norris somehow, some way, that could be the best thing ever made. But what is Walker? I don't know what that is. Oh, hi, Mark. Notice in Shawshank when Red gets paroled, the scene is shot with the camera following Red out of the prison. The audience gets to leave with him too. Yes, that's I like little things like that in movies. You're right. Absolutely. You get to see freedom right in front of them. It's almost like I mean, it's not a POV shot, but yeah, it's brilliant. It really is. That's what I like about it. And you're right. Yeah. So you just go on and stamp your form, Sonny. Because I don't really give a damn. By the way, Shawshank's coming to 4K soon. I can't wait for that. All right. Ismail Iqbal. Hey, John. Hope you're well. Do you think John Hamm would make a good older Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond film adaptation? Yeah, I do. I think John Hamm looks the part of Bruce Wayne, yeah, but would I rather see old Michael Keaton playing that role of older Bruce Wayne, taking like a younger Batman? I would rather see Michael Keaton as older Bruce Wayne, yeah. That would be my personal preference, but I could see John Hamm or Josh Brolin, either one doing that. Ross Kent, Predator 1987, is seen by some as toxic masculinity today. But truth is, 80s and 90s action heroes are role models everyone should look up to. Thoughts? I mean, I hate that term toxic masculinity because the movie was made for a certain demographic who wanted to see that were willing to pay money to see that, and were fulfilled by what they got to see. The movie's unapologetic in everything it needs to be. And movies like that, they made me want to be a better man than I am. Yeah, they did. Just covered in baby oil, working out. Abso-fucking-lutely. So yeah, I disagree with the toxic masculinity thing. I mean, just people who take that kind of criticism towards something, it's like, okay, this clearly wasn't made for you. So go watch something that you want to see, because I don't want to see probably what you want to go see. Like, it's just like, you know, there's different genres of film made for different types of people. So you just pick and choose what you want to watch rather than just watch something you don't want to watch and be offended by it. But people like to be offended nowadays. Why? Because they get their 5 minutes of attention and that's it. It's not, they don't really care as much as they pretend they do. Do it now. All right. That's toxic masculinity. I don't know. I don't want to be normal. James Doshier. Hey, have you seen Vampire Kiss with Nick Cage? I have seen Vampire Kiss. I saw it back in 2013. Me and Stuckman watched Vampires Kiss and laughed our asses off. I feel like we did a commentary or something for it. And I don't know whatever happened to that. I swear we recorded something as we watched that movie. Claudia Roguejohn. Doe Walker and Video Game Nerd think Batman 89 is better than The Dark Knight. Every time I watch Batman 89, I like it less and less. Thoughts? Yeah, Batman 89, like I said, it's not my favorite. I prefer Returns. I think Returns is the better movie. The fact that they like it more than The Dark Knight, that's fine. Good for them. I like Prince. I just don't like Prince music in my Batman movie. Just little things like that. So, hey, it's all subjective, isn't it? Right? Just JDD24. So you've officially given up on Dexter. Disappointed to hear that you're not into it. As season 2 and 4 are both great. I know. And it's just like, I'd have to get through season 1 to get to season 2 to watch season 4. It's just like, I just don't have it in me, man. I don't. But with that said, I'm really looking forward to the new season of Better Call Saul. Give me that shit right now. And if you guys haven't watched Better Call Saul, go watch it. Please go watch that series. It's so good. So underrated. Michael Timmy, have you watched Bringing Out the Dead? I don't think I have. Michael Timmy. Melvin the Magnificent. Do you like pizza? I'm sorry. Do you like Pizza Shop pizza or commercial pizza? Melvin, are you from another country? I've never heard anyone refer to it as Pizza Shop pizza. I typically get like corporate pizza. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I like mom and pop pizza places if you can find a good one. Like I'll probably like Pizza Hut is my typical go-to. There's a place called Donato's that has pretty good pizza down the road. I might go there as well. It's a little more tastier than Pizza Hut. Huge reaction. You got me. Would you rather eat a toe or bite a penguin's head off? It depends whose toe. Probably the penguin, though. Night King 01. John, Batman Returns is not gritty to me. A circus gang pops out of a present, and Batman literally eats floor high in fiber. Laugh out loud. Good point. But just watch every scene with Catwoman or Penguin in that movie, man. You're telling me Penguin in that movie isn't gritty? Just some of the shit he's doing, all fucking horned up with Catwoman, all just ugh. And plus the movie has Christopher Walken. Just great. Just a great movie. There's some cheese, I'm not gonna lie, but there's a lot of grit to the movie as well. John Morris. Yes, Network, 1976. One of the sharpest scripts. I'll look into that, man. Okay, I'll look into it. I just started to I've seen it once before, but North by Northwest. I was starting to watch that tonight on HBO Max, and I haven't seen it in a long time. So yeah, I'll check it out. Night King 01. Shawshank just makes me feel happy when I see it. Well, knowing how it ends makes me feel happy, but watching the sisters overtake Andy in the laundry room doesn't make me feel happy. It kind of makes me feel icky, but I do get what you're saying. It's about redemption and you know, yeah, it's a great movie. John Smith, remember how cool your interview with Sean Bean was? I'd rather meet you. You're cooler than Sean Bean. Remember that. Well, thanks, man. I'll take it. Hopefully I don't die by the end of this live stream like Sean Bean would. Yeah, I remember that interview with Sean Bean, man, and that was back in 2014, and I had never done anything that crazy before. I mean, I was up until that point, and I still am. I was just like some little nerd dude in his room making YouTube videos, and then the next thing I know, I'm a nobody meeting Sean Bean to do like this interview where they set up this elaborate set for his new show, and I'm just like making it up as I go, and I was just like, I should be in my mother's basement right now. I shouldn't be here. That was really cool. Like that was a really cool moment. But thank you, man. I'd like to meet you too. Sean Bean's a very quiet guy. It's almost like he doesn't want to talk in person. It's kind of bizarre. Moises Marquez? Is it Moises Marquez? What is your own personal definition of success? Also, who do you think is the most successful filmmaker? I think overall it might be like, what, Spielberg maybe? Financially speaking, it's Spielberg or Lucas, right? My definition of success is being able to do what you want to do and pay your bills. I think that is the definition of success. Not hating every day of your life can be the definition of success. Generally speaking, doing what you sort of want to do in life and being able to do it is the definition of success. So whatever that is for you, that definition can vary person by person, but, generally speaking, I get to do what I want to do. I can go where I want to go. Every day I sort of set my own schedule. And I just knew when I was younger, I knew, I was like, I don't fit into a normal 9-to-5 job. I've tried them. I've done them, many of those various jobs over the years, and I just don't fit into it. I don't know why. I can't do it. And it's not because I can't do it. I choose not to, I suppose. So yeah, I think the definition of success is just being happy day to day, doing what you want to do. Maybe that's the definition. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's drinking chocolate milk. I don't know. I mean, the reason I said that is because I've been drinking a lot of chocolate milk. I've been going to Dunkin' Donuts every morning and getting a chocolate milk with a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich. And it's so delicious. That to me is the definition of success. Where are we right now? You guys are killing it with the questions. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Okay, Gino Rodriguez. Thanks for the super chat. You didn't ask a question, but thanks. Thanks, Gino. I said Gina. I'm sorry, Gino. Grim Silo. I always saw John Hamm as a perfect older Bruce Wayne / Batman. If they made like a TV series about older Bruce Wayne or Batman, I could see John Hamm playing that role. Sure. Like, imagine if they made like a Batman set in the like 1950s. John Hamm would be perfect for that. Like if it was a TV series. Melvin the Magnificent. Miss Movies in the house, John. Oh shit. Hey, Miss Movies. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. It's been a while. Good times, man. Hope you're doing well. Melvin the Magnificent. I'm from New York country. Okay, pizza shop. I guess you guys do say pizza shop on the East Coast. Rick LP, Better Call Saul, season 6 when? I think it was slightly delayed because of everything going on, but I think it's supposed to come out later at some point in 2021. I don't know exactly when. I'm sorry, I keep saying Gina. Gino Rodriguez, if you could replace any actors in a movie, what would it be? Mine would be Arnold and Stallone in the 90s Pain and Gain. Yes. Absolutely. Okay, I can see Tony Scott directing it. Not Ridley Scott. Tony Scott, who in my opinion is sort of like the Michael Bay of the early 90s, late 80s. You know what, man? I'm just going to go with your pick. I would be completely complacent with that decision. Yes, I'll take that. Don't get me wrong. Mark Wahlberg was pretty damn good, though. I'm getting a pump. Claudia Rogujon, do you think Vampires Kiss is terrible? Yeah, sort of. I think it's good. I think it's bad, but for all the right reasons. I feel the comedy was intentional. How could it not be? But I could be wrong. What do you think it was? I don't know. Sometimes Nicolas Cage stars in certain movies, and I'm just like, did they intend for this to be at all comedic? Were they laughing on the set as he gave this performance, or did he genuinely just want to go crazy and no one questioned it? It's the whole question behind Nick Cage's entire career. Like, how was he allowed to get away with this? The joke's on us. Joseph Jackson. Hey, John, Aquaman 2 and Avatar 2 are both scheduled to release December 16th, 2022. Do you think one of them should move the release date? Absolutely, because they both sort of cater to the same demographic, and they both introduce bright, vivid CG environments. So yeah, I think it would be detrimental if they both came out on the same day. I think one of them will eventually move. But which one? I think Aquaman would probably move. Maybe they should just push it up a week, I don't know. That's if they still come out on that release date. Who knows what will happen by then. 1.21 gigawatts. Thoughts on Stuckman, Jehovah's Witness video. I've answered that 3 times throughout this Q&A, but if you did miss it, yeah, good for him, man. It's a video I knew he would eventually make. I knew everything he said in the video pretty much before he said it. But I think it was just the time. It was a perfect time because we live in such a chaotic reality right now that it's just okay, let me get this off my chest. Here you guys go. So yeah, good for him. Michael Timmy, look up Bring Out the Dead, best Scorsese film. I will look it up, man. After this, I will definitely check it out. Speaking of Scorsese films I had not seen, I finally watched After Hours. It came out in 1985. It's on HBO Max if you guys want to check it out. Good movie. I will probably never watch it again, but interesting. It's sort of about one guy having a really bad, weird, chaotic night. And it sort of reminded me of, like, it had a slight Alfred Hitchcock vibe to it. So look up After Hours. Night King 01, John, I laugh when I see Penguin scenes and Catwoman's. They are so over the top, and the scenes when he is remote controlling Batman, where Batman's car is hilarious. Oh, he's in his little car in his camper. Yeah, burn, baby, burn. Yeah, that shit's that shit's great. Oh, that was so great. I never understood why they didn't have like an arcade game just like that you could set on Batman's car and drive it. Maybe they did. But yeah, those are pretty hilarious. Gino Rodriguez, hey John, you please do an improvised conversation between Sean Connery and Mark Wahlberg. Okay, I'll try. Marky Mark, what are you doing over there? Hey, I don't know. I'm just sitting over there lifting my weights. I don't know. When did you go home and fuck the... I don't know, man. Where am I going with this? Say hi to your mother for me. Charles Taff. Favorite Coen Brothers movie? Mine is The Big Lebowski. I definitely have to go with The Big Lebowski, and I would say Fargo is a very close second. Fargo's hilarious, dude. I done told you they're not here. But Big Lebowski overall is my favorite. I could almost put Big Lebowski in my top 20 movies of all time. I might do that actually. Yeah. Well, hey man, there's a beverage here. You want a tow? I can get you towed by 2:00 with paint on it. Anita, you almost got me there, you son of a... All right. Anita, do you ever find being on the toilet really nice? Absolutely. Let me tell you guys something about me. I savor social media for moments just like that. I don't really look at Twitter or Instagram or like TikTok throughout the day, but I savor all that when I go to the toilet. And I stay there for about an hour and a half until both legs go asleep or fall asleep, and then I have to lay on the ground and then regain the circulation in my legs so I can walk again. So yeah, I absolutely. There's nothing better. Charles Taff, Braveheart or Gladiator? Gladiator by far. I like Braveheart, but Gladiator is like my quintessential epic movie of all time. 1.21 gigawatts. Just curious, do you have any other occupation job? No, just basically the YouTube thing. I've done some other things on the side. Like, I've done some not retail. That's not the right. Like, I've bought things and sold things quite often. I've done a lot of that. I started to get into stocks over the last year. I did okay with that. But really just YouTube more or less. I was looking into like a wholesale business, because I had a few good ideas and I kind of touched on it a little bit, but never completely dived into it. So more or less the YouTube thing. Justin Emerson Richards, which Cold War film, Rocky IV or Bridge of Spies? If you put Rocky IV against anything, I'm probably going to pick Rocky IV no matter what it is. Rocky IV or Citizen Kane? Rocky IV. Sorry, it's got a great training montage scene with a great 80s rock ballad. You can't... How do you even compare the two? Claudia Rojon, After Hours is the same writer as Vampire's Kiss. That does make sense. Okay. That makes sense. I could see that. Michael Timmey, Bringing Out the Dead, stars Nick Cage. Oh, Bringing Out the Dead. It's about the paramedics in Hell's Kitchen. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've always wanted to see it. I just never got around to it. Wheelo Vito Float. Oh, We Love to Float. I really complicated that name, didn't I? Have you considered an OnlyFans account? I have one. It's called Patreon, so join me over there. I do some really sexy poses once in a while. I'm going to do some right after this with the Sour Patch Kid guy. I'm going to be covered in baby oil. None of that's true, but I have a fun podcast over there. Go check it out. John, why is Terry Silver's performance in Karate Kid 3 the best? Because his fucking ponytail, man. That's why. It all stems from the ponytail. Z White, thoughts on Mission Impossible 1 through 6. Bram Stoker's Dracula, Interview with the Vampire, and Aviator. I like Aviator, not one of my favorite Scorsese movies. The problem with Aviator is Leonardo DiCaprio was just ever so slightly too young to play the role. So as Howard Hughes, he looks like a little boy playing dress up in daddy's clothes. But I like Leo. He just needed to age a little bit further into that role. But I like it. It's interesting. Bram Stoker's Dracula, I have not seen it in a while. Interview with the Vampire, I've seen it once. A lot of odd things happening in there. I liked it. I liked the first act of the movie, and then as it progressed a little bit further, I started not to like it as much. But I liked when it like took place in like the 1800s, that part of the film. And Mission Impossible 1 through 6, I like the first Mission Impossible. I think Ghost Protocol and Fallout are my favorites. If I had to pick between the two, I think Ghost Protocol is more rewatchable. But I like the tone of Fallout a little bit more. Did I answer all of your questions? I think I did. Ryan Simi, I finished Cobra Kai 3, but didn't love the finale. Yeah, compared to the first two movies, the finale, or the first two series, the finale's a little bit underwhelming, but it's really leading into season 4. So think of season 3 and 4 as like one whole conclusive season. But there was a lot of nostalgia in season 3. I really liked when he went back to Japan. I thought that was great. There were some good episodes in season 3, but I don't think it's... I think season 1 or 2 are probably better seasons in my opinion, but... either way. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Please don't ask any more questions because I don't want to miss it. And someone just asked a question. So no more questions, please. No more questions. So I'm so hungry. I just want to eat pizza. I'm so hungry. Just let me eat, please. Dee Dee says, John, what's up? Joaquin Phoenix and Signs. Yeah, killing people with a baseball bat. Have you ever watched Signs, then immediately a Scary Movie 3 probably makes it the funniest movie ever? I don't recall anything about Scary Movie 3. But when it comes to the Scary Movie, well, I remember the first one when the dude blows his load. And then Scary Movie 2 has the funniest shit because it makes fun of the Haunting movie. And I love the character of Handsome. Hey, child, take my hand. No, my strong hand. That's the funniest shit ever. Like, that's the funniest scene in any of the Scary movies. Scary movie movies? Yeah. Justin Emerson Richards, 1917 or Dunkirk. I'm struggling with my opinion. I think both lack rewatchability. I really do. Like, from a technical standpoint, I think 1917 is superior. It's something different. It's the one-take shots. I like things about Dunkirk. I really liked it the first time I saw it. And then the second time I watched it, I was like, oh man, I just don't feel like watching this again. Like, I like the Tom Hardy dogfight pilot stuff, but overall, can I just go with Saving Private Ryan? That's my favorite war movie of all time. And we got some stuff in here. Bacter, who's a member, says, good night, John. Amarea M says, eat some pineapple pizza. I will, I assure you. Thank you for that. Just JD24. John, what about the third Mission Impossible in Rogue Nation? I just don't like them that much. The second one, really bad. I think those just feel like filler Mission Impossible movies. Too many trolls in the chat tonight. Someone's... Sorry, I'm scrolling up looking for some questions maybe I missed. Okay, I was looking at... Okay, I think I answered everything. Okay. I like how you guys are leaving. Did I say I was leaving, or did I say just don't ask any more questions? Because I have more to say. Actually, I don't. I just want to eat my pizza. I'm sorry. I was going to play Pick the Flick, but honestly, guys, I did not expect to talk this long, and I'm getting like tired, a little bit dehydrated. But let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. We will save Pick the Flick for next time. I'll do another one of these in a few days. I promise you I will do another live stream in a few days. So don't worry. We'll do a few segments on the next one. If you guys didn't already know, there's a few segments I do during the live streams. I do Pick the Flick. I do Magical Mystical Movie Memories. And then I do 5 flicks I watched. I just randomly talk about 5 movies I watched last few weeks. Can we see you eat the pizza? Well, if you wanted to see me eat the pizza, I'd have to order it. You guys would have to wait 40 minutes and then watch me eat it. And then I have to go pick it up. So then you guys would just see nothing for 10 minutes as I went and picked it up. I would be curious if I just got up and left right now and went downstairs or went and got a pizza. How many people would keep watching this right now? I know at least 5 of you would. I know I would if I was watching. Gino Rodriguez, hey John, where did you get the idea for what the hell is my camera doing in the microwave for how to watch a movie? Thanks for, yeah, I love when people just pick up on the little things and videos I've made. I don't know. I just had my camera in the microwave and I was just like, I always see like people doing these really cool camera angles. And I'm just like, someone needs to reference this. I'm like, why would my camera be getting this shot of me opening the door from the inside? And then it made me laugh, so I put it in the video. Usually if something makes me laugh, I put it in a video. That's usually it. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to go eat my pizza. I probably won't get pineapples on it, but I might get a barbecue chicken pizza because that sounds delicious right now. As always, guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me, just watching the comments, the questions. I hope I answered every single one that got put in there. Backtar says, thoughts on Requiem for a Dream? It's definitely, you see Jennifer Connelly in a different light, and it makes you never want to do heroin. I think every young kid or every teenager should have to watch that movie. It's like, don't do drugs. Here's a PSA announcement for it. Justice for John's Appetite. Thank you, Rob K. Okay, we're talking a lot about pizza, but thanks to all 360 of you guys still watching right now. Much appreciated. I will do another live stream in a few days. I promise you. Thank you guys so much. And I always like that you guys join these so late. Like, it feels like the later we do a live stream, the more people watch it. Truly fascinating to me. I like that. I like how you guys are all vampires of the night. Okay, guys, I'm going to shut up now. Stay safe. Thank you for watching. And if you want to, give the video a like before you leave. Once again, it does make YouTube, it makes the YouTube algorithm happy. That way you guys don't miss my videos in your sub box, because even though you're subscribed to me, YouTube doesn't necessarily always share my videos with you. With all that said, take care. Thanks for watching.